Welcome back. Khaira Saab, there is this underlying tension now between the government and the judiciary, and we've been seeing it in the newspaper, we've been observing it throughout this entire, few months. Why is it that President Zardari gave the Interior Minister Rehman Malik a presidential pardon when he had the right of appeal in the Supreme Court?
I think Pakistan has passed through a very difficult time, and now through a struggle, our judiciary, our executive, our parliament, all the institutions are now settling, and it will take some time. I think maybe 6 months or a year for settling of the institutions.
Was it a mistake to give Rehman Malik a pardon?
No, it was not a mistake. It was at that time a mechanism which President has to do, because
Why?
Rehman Malik was unfortunately denied of a right. Unfortunately, and the President
denied of what right, sir? Because he did have a right to appeal.
So he went in appeal now.
No, but why give a presidential pardon even before Mr. Rehman Malik goes to appeal in the Supreme Court?
Is it good that your Interior Minister, he's cuffed and goes to jail, and after that we come to know that he was innocent?
So did you fear that he would be arrested?
It was to be arrested.
But who would have arrested him? I mean, if he was in Islamabad, it's your government, then who would have arrested Mr. Rehman?
When the court says to arrest him, then whatever government is, they have to arrest him.
So you would have arrested your own Interior Minister?
Of course, if the court says, we have to do it. So
even if he had a right to appeal, you would have arrested him?
The court says you have
to arrest him. And that would have been embarrassing for your government? Of
course it would have been embarrassing for the whole country. And I go beyond that. Suppose if he was arrested, or I am arrested, I go to jail, and after a week, after 2 weeks, the court says he is innocent. The humiliation which I will face and the government will face, that will go.
Okay. So then your critics would say, Khaira Saab, that why have ministers who are compromised in the first place?
There are no compromise in the parliament or in the cabinet over there.
You don't think Mr. Rehman Malik is a compromised man because he is already convicted in some cases, and the NRO has given him...
He is not convicted in any case. If he is convicted in any case, then he would have been disqualified.
But he was convicted of not appearing in court. He was at least...
That was not willful default, but that is now, that era has passed. And I think at that time, and their wisdom, the advisors advised the President to give him pardon, and he was pardoned. Now again he has gone in the appeal for that case.
But don't you think at the same time this makes the government very vulnerable when you have ministers like that in the forefront? Now whether that was a fair conviction or an unfair conviction is a separate matter, but when you have ministers with so much baggage, it makes you vulnerable.
It is not the thing that the ministers have baggage. Tomorrow I may be alleged. Day after tomorrow another minister can be alleged. A false case can be registered against him. A false media campaign can be started against him. So should we start this that this gentleman has been alleged, a case has been fabricated against him? You know, in Pakistan, our society, our structure over here, our administrative structure over here, you can even without being in government, or even you are against the government, even then you can get false case registered against anyone, even any very powerful one.
No, but how are you going to pacify the judiciary? Because at the moment there are all these statements coming from Justice Khwaja that the institutions are heading towards a clash, and they are urging you to reopen the Swiss cases. So there is obviously a confrontation brewing. How can you deny that?
As I told you, that this is a settling stage. There is no confrontation. There is no confrontation.
But where will it settle, Khaira Saab?
It will settle. All the institutions will go back to, and they will have to act according to their own constitutional forum and constitutional limitations. But let me say,
as the judges are demanding, they're very upset about it.
Let me say something else. As far as the Swiss cases are concerned, we are in appeal, and we are also in the court to explain why cannot we write to the Swiss government. So I don't comment on that, because that is under that is sub judice. But make it clear that as far as the Swiss case is concerned, that case was closed not only on NRO but on merits, or on merits as well. So a case which was closed on merits and the appeal time has passed, Government of Pakistan cannot write. This is our plea which we are explaining in the court, and if the court even then says, then according to court's verdict we'll move.
You will move, and that will be very embarrassing for the government, sir. What people are speculating, I mean, there is all of this buzz around the country that if an atmosphere is created whereby President Zardari has to step down, what will the People's Party do? President
Zardari was elected by the people and by the assemblies. He is enjoying the majority's confidence, and he will be there till he enjoys the confidence of the people of Pakistan and majority of the parliament. There's only one way. There's only one way to remove the president, to impeach him. And the other way is his health problem, God forbid. But the only way, the democratic way, is to impeach him.
So that's
there is no other way. And I don't believe all the forums, all the institutions, they believe that Pakistan has passed and is passing through a very difficult time. We have overcome some of the challenges, major crises. We have not settled that, but we have achieved a consensus on that. We have.
You have been a political worker. You have seen politics very close and from the bottom up. There's now a lot of speculation that there could be midterm elections. Just a few days ago and yesterday, in fact, we heard Mian Nawaz Sharif saying that the law and order situation is not so bad that we can't have a general election. There are all these feelers coming in.
Look, if people of Pakistan, they decided for 5 years, they elected us for 5 years, why to go for the midterm elections? Is there any problem? Is the government not running properly? If the Punjab government thinks, Mian Nawaz Sharif Saab, I respect him a lot, and he always said that we will go for the system, we will not allow anyone to disturb the system. And the system is for 5 years. Let's complete our term.
Is he on your side, Khaira Saab? Is he on your side?
He is not on my side. He is not on People's Party side. He is on democracy's side.
And you are quite confident that Mian Saab will not rally around perhaps a crying call for midterm elections?
I was earlier telling you that all the major leaders of the Pakistan, the institutional heads and the institutional responsible people, they know that Pakistan has passed and is passing through a very difficult time, and we cannot afford any more excursions and any more new experiences in Pakistan.
You yourself have said that there are people who are hatching conspiracies against your government, and you said that these are the same people who hung Bhutto Saab. Now, if these are the same people who hung Bhutto Saab, we all know who your party blames for hanging Bhutto Saab. So who are these people? Who are you pointing towards?
Look, the Pakistani style in Pakistan, because our society has not passed through a proper democratic process. The democratic process was time and again disturbed and disrupted. So the conspiracy theory is very popular in Pakistan. All the time there are conspiracies in the parties, against the political system, institutions.
Who is fighting against the People's Party?
No. It is not against any institution. There are interest groups. They are in politicians, they are in bureaucrats, they are in judges, they are in civil bureaucracy.
They are in judges as well?
Yes, of course. Reflection of mindset is there.
Is that why the judiciary is...
No, I'm not singling out any institution. I'm saying that mindset is reflected everywhere. That is in politicians, that is in judiciary, that is in civil bureaucracy, that is in military, that is in business community. That they cannot come to power and they cannot come to assemblies or power corners through vote. So they believe in conspiracies.
But who are these people? You know, we all keep saying they. Who's they?
All those who don't have the public backing, but they are in politics.